Hey everybody, so good morning. It's Monday, September 24th, and we're about to really hit hard the next step in the journey. It's the morning video. It's probably late back east, a little bit later for me to start. Um, and it's been a really interesting morning, not for any particular development, just my own head and mental thing. I wanted to give a couple, chasing a bug here. I've been walking quite a bit already today, and realized I knew I didn't do my morning video. I had a lot going on in my head, and maybe that's the challenge I'm going to give you guys today too. Share some things with you. So before I do though, I want to give a few shout outs to some pretty cool things and people that are happening through my journey, and people I've met and people that are following me. So I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Reider's eighth grade health class in Bermudian Springs School District back in Pennsylvania. I shared a story yesterday. She's got the class following the journey, and one of the really most meaningful things I've gotten on this journey was an email. They had an exam dealing with mental health, and one of the questions was, how do you resolve conflict? And one of the students had put down pointing the thumb, and I think that's brilliant. I really do. And I don't know who that student is, but Mrs. Reider, give me a picture. Let's put them on there. I hope they got extra credit, a bonus, maybe a couple days off from school for such a brilliant answer. So that's kind of cool. I also, again, want to recognize and thank Clinton Middle School for having me come in and speak at the assembly and get just a few minutes to talk to the kids and kind of share what I'm doing and give them an opportunity to ask any questions. I got a pretty cool email on day 2 of my journey. I met and stayed with Larry, who was very, very gracious to have me to his home. Fascinating individual. And if you haven't been with me since the beginning, Larry was a gentleman that worked for the New York State Parks Department. I think he was like a director of maintenance. But he had a passion, and I love people that have passion. And what I found in this journey for me personally, I've always had a lot of passion, and I'm finding other people that have it, and it's so inspiring. I think if you live life without a passion for something, you're missing out on whatever it might be. Larry's passion was history, and in particular, the Civil War in Gettysburg. And he had been studying since, I believe, 1992, or at least that's when he put into action his plans to go down and be a certified tour guide down in Gettysburg. Well, he emailed me to tell me that when I went to his home, he had just had walls, tomes of books on the Civil War. And when we went out that night, if you heard the story, everywhere we went. I mean, and right here was where so and so fired the first musket down, and the knowledge was just overwhelming, quite frankly. Anyway, he emailed me to tell me that he's going to be participating as I believe as a juror on a reenactment of the trial. John Brown. If I'm getting it wrong, my mind is 100 different places today, and I apologize. But anyway, he's participating in the reenactment, and I know how excited he is for that. And the next part about it that I thought was so cool was like, where are you now? And this was over the weekend. I said, Tucumcari, New Mexico. And he told me a song to play about Tucumcari, as mentioned in the chorus. And then he said, I was driving with my son out west, and we ran into a fella that was this was years ago, coming back east. And he was going back east because he wanted to go to Gettysburg and be a tour guide. So, kind of comes full circle. And I thought that was cool. So shout out to Larry, congratulations on that there. To the 2 schools, I believe there's a classroom that might be following me up in New England. I was told before I left they would be doing it, but I haven't heard anything additional, so I don't know if they are. So shout out to you guys if you are as well. But anyway, guys, give me a picture, Mrs. Ryan. Ms. Ryder, give me a picture, please, of the class. Let me post you guys up there. Let's have some fun with this. And back in Clinton, Des, if you get Des, Lily, if you can get some pictures of the kids, want to share them, I'd love to put them up there and recognize the school as well. I really appreciate the opportunity. It's a great group of folks as far as that goes. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Another thing it dawned on me while I was walking, and I want to give some props to. Forgive me, I'm killing a bug that's crawling all over my stuff. On this journey, I have met many people, and I've been turned on to a lot of different things I'd never heard about in terms of remedies. They know I'm sore, they know I'm thirsty, they know I'm hungry, and not all of them have worked for me, and I'm not one to just hype stuff for the sake of hyping stuff, but if something works, man, I tell you, I usually become the biggest proponent. So early on in the journey, I met Paige Fulmer, who turned me on to that doTERRA Deep Blue Rub, which is just absolutely phenomenal. To those of you that don't know, in fact, I do have a tube of it here somewhere. Still at the tube. Anyway, this stuff here, this Deep Blue, was something that her mom had given me. I was walking around, I was gimping. Her dad had seen me gimping. So here, try this, and it's like a little roll-on oil. That's a lotion. Put it on my leg. I couldn't even really bend my leg and move my leg, and in seconds I had a full motion to it. So that stuff was phenomenal. Another thing that I didn't realize, somebody would ask me how I have the energy to keep doing this and how I get so few hours of sleep and keep going, and it didn't dawn on me. But Brian Caswell's a pharmacist back in Baxter Springs, Kansas, and he had given me some things. I told him I at the time I had drinking, monster drinks, and they usually did me well. But there's a certain aftertaste, a certain texture to them. I can't really explain it. But sometimes they trigger migraines in me. And Brian said, hey, try this. I went to a seminar, and his doctor had come up with this formula, basically. And he gave me a bunch of packets, and I didn't even realize it. Big truck. But nearly every morning, not every day, and that's where I kind of get mad at myself, because sometimes it's buried deep in my bag. But I've got this stuff here. I don't know if you can see it. It's called, I don't know if it's backwards, but it's a Skimera, if I'm saying it right, SCIMERAMD E2 Energy and Performance, and it's just a packet. And I put it in with my water. You can see I'm almost done with today's. All right. I never realized the effect it has on me. And you always hear me say, boy, I go like gangbusters in the morning, and that's because I drink about 1 liter of this stuff every morning, or most mornings. And I never put 2 and 2 together, but I did this morning as I was walking and realized I didn't take it. I stopped and made some, and I don't know how it works. I really don't. I don't know how much it costs. Brian was kind enough to give me a bunch. All I know is it's a powder that comes in these little packets. I mix it with the water. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if you can get it online. Let me see if this says anything about it. But I think I'd be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't at least tell you about it. Skimera MD E2 Energy Performance. Brian Caswell is on my website. You can reach out to him if you're interested in any of this stuff, and I'm sure he could tell you how to get it. But I will tell you that if you want to walk 20, 30 miles a day, this stuff gets me through. And I didn't even think about that. I might need to ask, probably try to find out how to get some more, because I don't know. I don't want to drink too many monsters during the day. Back in the day, I didn't want to drink more than 1 a day, and I guess I've been holding true to this. But at the beginning of my day, I go like gangbusters, and then in the afternoon, of course, lethargy kicks in, and I start to drag a little bit. But I just want to share that with you guys as well. Anyway, so that's Skimera MD E2 Energy stuff has been phenomenal. So thank you, Brian, for turning me on to that. Today's been just kind of a crazy day. I'm waiting. Today the transponder will be coming to me, and I'll be really having to expedite my journey. I'm doing Albuquerque towards the end of this week. I've got some plans I'm trying to put into place. The one thing I noticed about New Mexico in general, and I'm assuming the Southwest, that's really exciting for me, even though it's kind of more desolate. I've never seen this kind of beauty. Jim Newmaster was telling me about this and kind of forewarning me. The beauty of the Southwest is phenomenal, and I'm going to be taking some more pictures as I go. I'm still kind of on the highway right now with just a bunch of, see behind me, a few trees and some burnt out grass, but I'm really excited by the beauty that I'll be taking in. And when you're walking and your mind is playing tricks on you a little bit, or you're having a battle, there's something to be said for looking up and taking everything in around you, as far as that goes. A couple other thoughts I've had. It's been a really strange day for me already, just the introspection. I've been running through things. I guess let me tell you what triggered it. So last night I was awake. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, my sleeping patterns are so whacked out right now. I'm so off. I was going through my email, and I guess I had a spam, something in my spam folder I hadn't seen. And somebody had reached out and written to me. And email addresses, you don't know who the person is. So someone just said, "Hey Jim, I knew you since I was a kid, or so last time I saw you we were kids. I was a kid, and just wanted to, hope you find what you want out there on the journey. Good luck and safe travels. And so just a thank you. Don't know who you are, but thank you for following. And said it really has been pretty amazing. I said some of the strangest things has been my sleeping patterns, as evidenced by the fact I'm writing you at 2 o'clock in the morning. I explained it went into a spam folder, so I try to respond to everybody when I can, even the detractors. And I got an email back, and it turned out it was a young man who, my memory of him was being born. My family's kind of screwy, and then my mom was kind of a foster child. So when she says she has aunts, or I have aunts and uncles, I don't know. I don't think they're. I don't know. So anyway, this young man was a baby in a crib when I remember him. So I couldn't have been more than between 12 and 10 and 14 years old. So we're talking at least 35 years ago. And it just got me to thinking, and with me again, if you heard me on these videos, and I'm running out of time already, one thought just triggers a million, and I just started thinking back to so many things. And that's kind of the message I want to share with you guys today, is take a second to think about, I don't know how good your memory is and what you can remember, but just remember back to your childhood. Take a few minutes to reminisce, and if there's somebody from your childhood, reach out, and with technology today, if you can find them, reach out and say hello, give them your best. Your teachers, just think back and reflect. Share a few moments with your kids, your wife, your husband. Talk about something. A lot of times you don't even know what to talk about. Sometimes life gets into this rut. A co-worker, you're at break time. Challenge yourself to a little game and go, hey, give me a memory from 6th grade or something like that. It's amazing how those things just start triggering. So that's kind of my message for you guys today. And for you kids in school right now, make mental notes of the things that are happening to you in your life right now, because someday you're going to be my age, and you're going to look back, and you're going to have kids or family of your own, and these little moments that you don't even know, kind of try to make a mental note of them, because they're what life is all about. Big trucks going by. On a little bit of a downer for me. I know some people say, Jim, I love your vulnerability and you're transparent. Other people like, hey Jim, we don't want you to hear your problems. We want you to get away from our own problems a little bit. So to those folks, I don't know what to say. I'm just me. I'm not great at being anything but me, and frankly, I'm not even so good at that. But today, I have a couple of phone calls I have to make. Those kind of come to Jesus phone calls with a few back home issues. A thing called a home and a vehicle, and it's weird. One of the reasons, there's a few reasons why I tried to do 35 a day to get home 2 or 3 weeks earlier. One was to start getting my affairs in order, to get that resolved, so I don't lose those things for myself and my kids. I was prepared when I left, but now I'm so close that it would be silly almost now. So I'm dealing with that today. Kind of like one of those things when I've struggled. I've been up and down in my life. I've had really good moments and moments where money wasn't an issue. I've had moments where I've been really down. When I was down, I know I always had this philosophy: if I didn't open the bill, I didn't know about the bill. I knew it was there, but if I didn't open it and know it was there, I'd be able to sleep at night and not have it twist in my mind. I just know how my mind goes. So I've been kind of doing that with all these phone calls. But I think a couple of the emails basically said it's time to figure something out. So that's going to be on my mind a little bit today as well. I'm working on that. Outside of that, the weather's great. Waiting to get my transponder. I woke up and started walking. There were some clouds. If you can see down the distance here, there finally are some clouds in the sky. I've been like 3 or 4 cloudless days, but back to the west, no clouds. So anyway, guys, thanks for sharing. I love you all. I'm sorry if I'm a little goofy with these things here. I'm sorry if I'm sharing things that may not be what you guys want to hear or whatever. I'm just being me. But we're less than 5 weeks away now. It's exciting. The one good takeaway, the other good takeaway with it being real quiet is I get to just play music with these battery backups that Scott had sent me. So I get to play some music, and that makes the long walks a lot better as well. So anyway, I got to wrap up. I love you guys. Mrs. Reider, thank you for having your class follow me. I love you for that. Kiara, Landon, and Grace, it was great as always talking with you guys, and you guys always pick me up and put me on the right track. So I love you guys so much. I'll be home soon, and the journey's going to continue. Take care, gang.